Hello, I'm Grindle and welcome to this video. Ever since doing the Final Showdown build request, I've been wanting to do this little bit of a challenge, so today I'm going to give it a crack. I call it Witch v Witch, which is essentially trying to beat Gruntilda or her cat in any of their one-on-one challenges. So first up is Grunty's Loco Coco, and before you can actually challenge her with her own vehicle, you have to of course replicate her own vehicle, which means going into the challenge and actually taking some reference photos of it. Once you've had a good look from multiple angles, it's time to build it, and it was actually pretty easy to build, which I suppose is not surprising because it's Nutty Acres, so it's the first level, so everything's a little bit simple. The only very slight challenge was Grunty's cauldron seat because it's a lot bigger than any of the seats Banjo has available to him, so you had to actually add this extra T-panel in order to connect the medium fuels to the driver's seat. So now with the vehicle built, it's time for Witch v Witch! 2 witches enter the arena, only 1 witch leaves! Which witch will find herself victorious! In this here, ultimate showdown! Well, obviously me, because I would have kept trying until I won anyway, because otherwise it wouldn't have made much of a video. But I did in fact come across victorious within a Trophy Thomas time on my first try. That will probably not surprise many of you, it's a very easy challenge. I even managed to get a Trophy Thomas time on foot when I was doing the no vehicle challenge. But Grunty's vehicle is definitely not the most adept at this challenge because it's designed to keep the coconut in, not get the coconut out. And I actually got a better time on foot. But with enough ramming, it eventually jumped out and victory was had. So let's move on to the second one-on-one Witch v Witch challenge in Nutty Acres, which is against her cat. The challenge itself is called Cheating Witch, so despite Piddles being a cat and not a humanoid, I'm going to go ahead and assume that Piddles is secretly a witch. This black screen is where there would be footage of me taking photos of the vehicle and then replicating it in my own save, but it seems that I did the game capture equivalent of filming with a lens cap on, which was maybe a loose cable or it didn't even record or anything, but either way when I went to grab the footage, it did not exist. There's nothing to see here folks, and I'm not building the same vehicle twice. So let's just move on to the end where I'm recoloring it, and then move straight onto the challenge. But before I do, the only exception I had to make when replicating this vehicle is that I couldn't put 2 flowers on the back because there's only 1 flower in the game. I replaced it with this cute little figurine, and I think it does the job just fine. This was probably a slightly fairer match because both contestants were using the vehicle for what it was actually designed for, namely racing, and once again turned out to be very easy because it's an early on challenge, and with my superior, mostly human brain, that cat's AI stood no chance. I really do like the look of Piddle's race car, and this was probably the first time I actually bothered to put a refrigerator weapon on any vehicle ever because they just don't look that great, but it actually does look pretty cool in this vehicle, so I might have to endeavour to use it more. The car definitely does not handle as well as I expected it to, and if I were to have designed it myself, I would have made some significant changes, but it is actually fairly speedy, especially considering the parts it uses. So much so that I didn't actually finish that far behind my best time held on this course, although I've not exactly been working hard to beat it. So as the challenge comes towards the end and I feel some dead air, I might as well do the sign off here because otherwise I would just be saying nothing or fast forwarding through it. I do intend to do these Witch v Witch challenges for all of the maps, but I do not intend to do them every week. So I'll probably aim to do a build request between each of them, that way the people who love build requests will still get build requests and it will also work to break it up a bit. And of course, if you want to replicate these vehicles into your own saves and try this challenge yourself, when I stop talking in a second there will be the layer by layer for both of them. So with all of that said and done, as always thanks for watching, and until next time I have been and still am Grindle.